Yeah, coach, I was looking at some numbers and saw that Moses is second on the team in offensive rebounds. I guess what have you thought of his activity there, and then his ability to kind of create points for himself and others off of those?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's one of the things that Moses has done a great job since he's gotten here is just his ability to offensive rebound, crash the glass. He's got a nose for the ball on the offensive boards, um, and he's done a really good job. I think he's gotten better and better finishing around the rim as well, and those are just extra points, extra possessions for our team.
Bob?
Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Good with that, Bob.
Um, Jalen Tate's, we talked about him a little bit the other night, but, everybody, thinks of him as a defensive guy, a pass-first guy, yet he scored over 1,000 points, averaging close to 10 for you on a pretty balanced team. What do you thought of his season so far, and has he surprised you at all with what he's done on offense, especially his three-point shooting?
Yeah, it's interesting, Bob, because the year before he had his hand injury. He shot the three really, really well. When we watched film, we really liked the release on his shot. We liked the backspin on his shot. We thought, his hands and his feet were shot ready when he caught the ball. So we thought just through repetitions of being here that he was going to get better, and knowing that he would have a green light to take an open three when that shot was available to him. But yeah, he's certainly, we knew defensively. I think he just had a little bit of a dip in his offensive statistics last year, and a lot of it was just due to the injury. But he's done a great job stepping up for us from an offensive standpoint, for sure.
And just what about what he's brought to the team overall?
He brings a lot. When we're struggling a little bit against Central Arkansas for the beginning of the game, I thought he was the one guy that came to the huddle and tried to regroup everybody and show leadership and say, hey, is this really how we're going to come out and play this game? I think that, he's got great leadership quality. He's experienced. He's confident. He's got great length defensively. A guy that continues to get better and better from an offensive standpoint. And it's hard to take him off the floor, because he's so good defensively. And then you add in what he's doing from an offensive standpoint. He's been a really, really key piece to what we've done so far.
You look at Oral Roberts, they've played 3 power fives. I think they're averaging almost 13 made threes a game. Just what's your take on those guys?
Well, I mean, they can really shoot, like you mentioned. They can put 5 shooters on the floor at a time. Number 3 at the point guard position can really, really shoot the basketball. He's a great scorer. Their backup who played here, number 10, another guy that can score the ball and shoot the ball. And then, you look at number 0 at that 4-5 spot, another shooter, Thompson, number 3 at the small forward, can shoot the ball, put it on the deck a little bit. They'll put him in pick and rolls once in a while as a ball handler at the 3 spot. 14, Weaver can shoot the ball. So they got a lot of shooters. 12 off the bench in the backcourt's a good shooter. So obviously we're going to have to defend the 3 ball for sure, especially with number 3. But they are there. I think they're averaging 12.7 made threes, which is 3rd in the country, 12th in free throw percentage. So an excellent shooting team. You look at their 3-point percentage as well as their foul shooting. 77th in the country in 3-point percentage at 36.9. We're not gonna slow the game down. I mean, defensively, we want to try to put pressure on their defense and get out in transition as well.
Yeah, I got a couple more, but I'll turn it back to Mike.
Nate?
Eric, just rebounding, where do you all feel you need to be where compared to what you've been so far, and then kind of what are you looking for out of that?
Yeah, I think we've rebounded them all pretty well, Nate. I mean, I think there's always room for improvement. Obviously, we took a step back against Central Arkansas. I thought we'd done a really good job up until that game. We got to get back to rebounding the ball collectively 1 through 5. I thought we had a few too many guys leak out, the other night. And so that's some of the things that we've tried to correct and address as well. these last few days.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Curtis.
Hey, Coach, coming into the season, I know one of your questions was who would be the go-to guy for you down the stretch. I know there haven't been any nail-biters down the last couple minutes, but through 6 games, have you kind of identified anybody who stands out that might be the closer for you? And then, on a team that's been pretty balanced scoring-wise, do you think it's still important to have, the one guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Curtis, right now, the identity of our team, I think we've, through 6 games, I think we've had 5 different leading scorers. I think, we share the ball, we move the ball. Obviously, Moses is a guy that puts pressure on the defense. Connor Vanover puts pressure on the defense in a different way from game to game. JD Note, probably the one guy that's really great off the bounce, that can create his own shot and has really deep range, or can take the ball to the basket. So he's kind of gives the defense multiple things to worry about. Moses around the rim, Moses shooting the 3, Moses coming off down pins and double screens is really effective. We've opened a lot of games where we open the game up going to Justin Smith. And then I think that Tate's a guy that's just going to kind of naturally, have the ball in his hands and either try to get a shot for a teammate or read how the defense is playing, and maybe it's his turn on some nights.
Hutch.
Yeah, Coach, I think either yesterday or the day before, the NCAA came out and made transfer guys immediately eligible. Does that affect Kamani Johnson? Does that make him eligible for you guys?
No, I think really, Hutch, when you really start diving into the rule like we have, I think that players that have already been going to school at a particular school for the first semester, those guys will probably get a blanket waiver. Kamani has not taken a class here, whatever. I don't think the rule was necessarily intended for the mid-year guy right now, whether it's Kamani or across the board. But we will put in a waiver, and see what happens. Obviously, since I've been part of college basketball, I cannot figure out the waiver situation. Because we've had as many transfers as anybody in the country and done as many waivers, but have not had great success with it at times. But Kamani would, he has indicated to us that he would like to play. His family would like him to play immediately. So all you can do is fill out the paperwork to your best of your ability. And I have, great confidence that from a compliance standpoint, we'll, put the paperwork in and then just see where it goes.
Has he started practicing with y'all yet? Has he joined the team yet, or?
No, he's not joined the team. I'm sure Michael, hit you guys with, whenever, he's part of the team. But as of now, no, he's not practiced. He's not really done anything with us yet. Hopefully soon.
Bob.
Yeah, Eric, I think once the finals are over and the semester's officially closed, a guy can practice. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah. Yeah, basically that's it.
Okay.
And then, once his grades have to post, and then there's the, being accepted into our, all that stuff. And basically we just wait on compliance to tell us.
Yeah. So that's probably at
when
least
to go.
a few days, away anyway. And then with ORU, say they played 4 pretty tough road games. They played Wichita pretty close, played Oklahoma State pretty close. Do you expect kind of a, tough road tested team coming in here?
Yeah, I think that, they're really, really well coached. They play hard. They're smart. They can, they present problems because they can really, really shoot the basketball. And then they have a star player in number 3, and then they have another player that's got star quality in number 0. And then they have really good surrounding pieces around those 2 guys that complement those guys. So, we have to come ready to play. I think it's the toughest game that we've probably played thus far.
And then you referenced RJ Glasper. He's a kid, walked on here from Forest City, and he did pretty well at Arkansas Tech, and I guess he did well enough for ORU, and he's been starting for him. Just what do you mentioned his game a little bit, but what do you think about him as a player, and an Arkansas kid who was here as a walk-on, probably going to be pretty fired up. Kind of what are you expecting from him?
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's our fourth leading scorer. I wasn't here when he was here, but he's done a good job. From three, he's knocking him down at a really good rate. He's good off the bounce. He's a really good player. I mean, we're going to have to defend him as well.
And one more. How do you feel practice has gone this week? Are you worried at all about you guys being a little rusty coming off finals, maybe not being in your usual game mode, at least at the start Sunday? And then how is I know you said you were going to give Jalen a little bit of a break. How's he doing physically?
Yeah, he's done great. He hasn't missed a practice. He actually hasn't missed a minute of practice, which surprised us. We thought maybe towards the beginning of the week that he might need a day or two, but he's gone through everything. He's seems to be really, really healthy. Certainly anytime you're in the middle of finals and you're around the holidays. I mean, I remember working for Chuck Daly, even in the NBA. He thought that the holiday season was a scary time where teams could either gain W's or get some L's that maybe they shouldn't. And so we've got to come ready to play these next two games for sure. And then there's a little bit of a break before we get to conference play. But both these next two games, because they're going to come at us really quick. I don't like the break. I think it's too long. I wish we could have, this game would have been on a Friday or even a Saturday rather than taking it all the way through the weekend. But you play the way the schedule comes out, and we got to be ready to play. Like I said, that we have 80 more minutes of non-conference play before we start conference, and then we have the 40-minute non-conference game against Oklahoma State eventually later on.
Yeah, I think I'm good. If I think of something else, I'll say something in the chat.
Hutch.
That was kind of what I was going to ask, but I know football coaches, they always talk about when there's a bye week or whatever, that they try to use the time to focus on themselves. So, I mean, is that kind of how y'all approach these last few practices before getting into ORU prep? I mean, what were y'all able to get done?
Yeah, Hutch, I mean, we went through basically our stuff Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We started to dive into our prep. Also sprinkling in some of our stuff. We've added a full court press. We've added two new half court sets and a baseline out of bounds. So we want to continue to add to some of the things that we, already got in, and then add some new things as well, just so we're try to be as prepared as we can be for any situation that could come up the rest of the season.
Bob, final question.
Yeah, I thought of one more. Eric, you talked about how important three-point defense will be in this game with the way ORU shoots. I know you weren't happy with your three-point defense to start the year. How do you feel like that's evolved, and how do you feel about it right now?
I think, Bob, that they're accepting, our philosophy of being, where there's no airspace with a shooter. I think that it's a little bit uncomfortable for somebody who hasn't done that. And so really Desi was the only guy that really completely understood what airspace means and how to be in the personal space of a shooter. So all those things, I think, we continue to evolve and get better at for us to understand what it truly means to Pat Riley contest a shot. So I think I do think we've gotten better and better at it, but we've got to continue to improve as well.
Are you still doing the brick drill where the guys have to hold the brick up and stuff?
We bring those out every few days.
Hey, keep showing your mom's letters. Her handwriting is impeccable.
She was a school teacher.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Used to grading a lot of papers.
Yeah, no, it's almost like it's like a machine did it, like one of those things that signs for the president or something. I mean, that's how good it is.
Yeah, she's pretty good, I'll tell you. No misspellings either.
Okay, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Mike, before you rush me off,
Yes.
I am extremely disappointed by the lack of Christmas cards. I really haven't received any from you guys. Not a single one from the media. I thought for sure at least one of you guys would hit me with the card, but there's still time before Christmas. So, the address, if anyone needs, it's 1201 West Leroy Pond Drive, Fayetteville, Arkansas, 72701. So feel free to hit me with, I will respond to anybody that sends me a Christmas card. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Coach.